Hi everybody. Hey, I wanted to introduce a new tool that I went over with today with a person I met, Justin Pograno, a CPA, and he works for Cash Flow Tools, which I've found to be a pretty cool product. So I've kind of come across three products so far. Uh, Live Plan, which I love for building out business plans. Fathom HQ for really being in the month-to-month details. And now Cash Flow Tools for the up-to-date and 30 and 60 day cash projection. So I want to go over it real quick and kind of give you guys a brief introduction. And, hey, let's get started. So when you're looking at Cash Flow Tools, what I really want you to notice is your immediate access to not just the amount of cash that's in your bank account. And by the way, this comes from QuickBooks Online, but also it's going to project how many days of cash on hand. And then it's also kind of look at to see maybe some unexpected bills and new vendors and new clients, right? So it's going to make those adjustments. It uses artificial intelligence to kind of do the math to come up with what your cash flow is going to be for the next 60 days. So like I say, right here I'm zeroing in on the $25,444. And we're going to back out a little bit. So you can see the heat maps when it looks like you're going to have cash and when you're not going to have cash, right? And this is what I could see. I would be able to look at all of my clients. But you specifically, as a user, you would look at just your dashboard. Okay? So then this is a heat map. And if you can see, the tool is doing a projection, basically, for the next month. And each day, the days in red are the days that you could possibly be below your cash limits. And then you have your green days, which is when you're above. You'll notice I highlighted, this is basically October 8th, 2018. It has your starting cash, your income, expenses, and your ending cash. So that's a snapshot of just one day. And then, like I said, the calendar, the heat map, is basically your ending cash balance for each day. And it's projected it out 30 and 60 days. Back here, this is some, I guess, back-end work. So again, it is based on artificial intelligence, and this is Cash Flow Tools. It's based on artificial intelligence, and it's doing some math, and it's connected with QuickBooks Online. So at the very least, you have to have a great QuickBooks Online account with all of your accounts payables and accounts receivables up to date and that information entered. And should you be missing anything, you can still come in and clean up some of the estimates and guesses that the program has made. If you need to add rows of data or change account balances, maybe for certain payments, or you know that some liabilities are going to be coming up, you could add that information separately into the program, and that would update the cash flow projections for you. From my end, what we're launching right here is the Excel reports. So I'm kind of bummed. I really think that Cash Flow Tools should have a very similar app on your iPhone. I'd almost like it to be on the intro screen, right? The amount of cash on hand and the amount of days of cash on hand. I think that's just key. That's just like, why wouldn't you want to know that every morning if you're a business owner? Next best thing is what they spit out here with Excel. And I think I would probably take one more step and maybe use a little automation like Zapier to give the client a more refined report. But basically what they're doing is they're giving you a week-to-week projection, right? At the top, you'll notice accounts receivable. This is detailed accounts receivable. And then below, this is like your typical billings for these clients, right? And then at the very bottom, you're going to have your known accounts payable and the known expenses that are your outflow, which will give you your adjusting cash balance. And you can see your net profit. You can see cash on hand. Days of cash on hand. Again, I really do keep drilling in on those. Those are, I think those are key performance numbers that you want to keep tabs of. And then it talks about how you can add cards, accounts receivable, accounts payable, days of accounts receivable, days cash on hand, excuse me, days of accounts payable, like normal rotation, that kind of stuff. And then I think what's going on here, when Justin was showing me the program, he was kind of trying to break into looks like the specifics of it. So not only is the program showing you information, but it's also going to share with you how to learn, like what is going on behind these calculations, so that you can drive your business to your benefit. I think what he's telling you here is accounts. It's like average accounts receivable, your AR days, so accounts receivable divided by sales, is going to be your typical, basically, turnaround and cash flow. How many days does it take to convert? And for this gentleman, it's 9 days. And by the way, if you're using QuickBooks Online, it could be as little as 30 minutes. That's something they're rolling out pretty soon. So being on QuickBooks Online, connecting with cash flow tools, going to give you tons of information. I think it's a pretty good program. A little bit expensive, but hey, you know what? Sometimes we pay for good information. All right, hey, I'll see you guys soon. Brett Neal CPA, right here in Clovis, California.